Unfortunately, 1/3 of all of us is going to get cancer at some stage of our lives. I mean, this is the statistics from the Western countries, but it is true. So 1/3 at some stage of our lives will develop cancer. And of course, and which is very nice, most of that will be curable. So we are cured, but it's a disease that touches everyone.
It's a huge number, 1/3 of the entire population will go through this. A very good evening to everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Reengineer podcast. And myself, Madhusmita Nayak, your host. And today, we have a very special guest with us. She is none other than Dr. Marika Crohns. She's a distinguished leader in field of oncologist, pharmaceuticals, and global leadership. And as a role of Chief Medical Officer in the Fight Cancer Global, she has given her career, dedicated her career in combating cancer and finding out the research in cancer and changing the landscape of cancer treatment. Dr. Marika, welcome to our podcast. It's a pleasure having you.
Dear Madhusmita, it is my pleasure. I would like to thank you very much for inviting me. A true pleasure to be here. Thank you.
And it's so great to know about you and the kind of work that you have done in different spheres in medical sector itself. Can you give a brief about that?
Yeah, sure. And actually, I mean, because this is about re-engineering, so I just want to say in the beginning that I just re-engineered again myself in 2 months.
Okay.
Let's say 2 months ago.
Great news, and congratulations for re-engineering yourself recently, like how you have done in your entire life and career. And welcome to Dubai.
Thank you, Madhu. I'm looking forward to my, let's say, longer stay here. I've been here only for 2 months, but I love the city. I love the people. I love the energy, the vibrance, the innovation. I love it all. So I'm really looking forward to that, and looking forward to meeting you later also.
Definitely, and I vouch on that. I also came for 6 months, and now I'm 16 years in Dubai.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You will be staying here for more than 20 years, I must say.
Exactly. It tells about the city, and
Correct.
It tells about yourself also. I mean, how good the fit is, and
Yes.
I love it. I mean, immediately when I came here, and also my son, who is a teenager, we sort of fell in love with the city. We felt like we came to home. So we don't originally I'm from Finland, the polar bear country, as I like to say, which is because it's so cold and dark and everything. But when we came here, we felt like we are finally at home.
So beautiful, and welcome once again. And
Thank you.
We delve into our conversation, my first question will be to you. What is that pivotal moment for you that actually drove your passion towards oncology?
Well, thank you, Madhu, for the question. I was 25 years old. I was in the medical school. I was at the end of my studies at the medical school, and I had the opportunity to work in a hospice, which is like palliative care unit for cancer patients that there is no cure left anymore, unfortunately. So I was working there for 2 summers, for several months. And during my time being the chief physician for that hospital, I realized that actually when the conventional medications like chemotherapy, radiotherapy, hormonal therapy, immunotherapy, when they have failed, at that time we used to think that there is nothing left for the patient.
To survive.
To survive. But actually, even though there is nothing left for the patient to survive, there is still so much we can and we should do for the patient. And that is where I found my passion, my love for oncology, my passion for trying to get the cure for all the cancer diseases and also alleviate the pain, the frustration,
That
the
they go
anxiety, everything that is related to cancer. And also, trying to get the stigma of cancer away. Like, cancer is nowadays mostly curable disease, which is great. But I mean, that was the defining moment. Being 25, chief physician treating dying patients.
And you see what they are going through.
Exactly, you see what they're going through, and it's not only a medical doctor. I'm a medical doctor, but it's not only medical doctor that they would need. They would need psychologists. They would need all kind of social workers. They would need the whole family. So it's like being all of these to the patient, to the community,
and who can relate to their pain.
Exactly, and unfortunately, 1/3 of all of us is going to get cancer at some stage of our lives. I mean, this is the statistics from the Western countries, but it is true. So 1/3 at some stage of our lives will develop cancer. And of course, and which is very nice, most of that will be curable. So we are cured, but it's a disease that touches everyone.
It's a huge number, 1/3 of the entire population will go through this.
It is. Can you imagine? And there is so many questions, so many uncertainties, a lot of pain, emotional pain, physical pain, all the treatment options. So
that goes through.
Exactly. So I mean, that is what I want to be part of. That
journey.
Is my mission. That is my calling, and that is my passion.
It's so wonderful to see that, and so beautiful to relate to the pain that the patients go through.
Exactly.
And saying that, there are a lot of innovations that has happened in the healthcare, and these days we are coming to know about there are so many medicines, vaccines that come for cancer treatment. Is there certain revolutionized medicines or vaccine or treatment that is also developed for cancer treatment?
Yeah. No, Madhu, that is a very good question, because I mean, what is exciting in oncology and hematology, where I've been working for a lot of years
now,
is that actually we get news every day. There is a new treatment modality coming, new treatment option, new vaccine, totally novel treatments. I mean, just a few days ago, I read an article like the CRISP technology, which is actually gene editing technology that has been approved by the European Medicines Agency, which is great for the patients. And that is already existing in the United States. And so I would, let's say, feel unfair to mention just few, because we are making the scientists, the academia, pharmaceutical industry, everybody, everybody who is, let's say, part of this journey to, let's say, get better years, to get to find cure for cancer patients. We are all working for the same goal, and we do get innovations every day.
It's quite incredible to see how we are trying, all the doctors and pharmaceuticals specialists, scientists are working towards that.
Exactly.
And saying that, when you were acting as Chief Medical Officer in Fight Global Cancer, what was your interesting projects that you have led that has impacted this treatment across the globe?
Yeah, I'm very, very proud of Fight Cancer Global, because it's a US-based and non-governmental organization, which means it's non-for-profit organization.
Okay.
We have been working in a lot of countries across the globe, also, let's say, non-so-developed countries and also developed countries.
Okay, both.
But I mean, what I'm proud of is that we have been actually on the grassroots level of the people. So we have taught them how to, let's say, educate the others. We have provided hospital equipments. And what I'm especially proud of is like awareness of cancer, especially for women.
Okay.
Like we have run a lot of these campaigns in cancer awareness, early detection, screening, especially for cervical cancer, breast cancer in the form of mammography and so on. So this is just, let's say, a few examples, just to mention a few, but I mean, I could talk hours about it, but thank you for the question.
Yeah, and as you say, awareness is the first step, right, to combat or to prevent cancer. But is there any preventive measures not to have cancer?
Well, that's a good question because, I mean, of course, the lifestyle does influence if you get cancer or not. And we know that there is a relationship like tobacco smoking and lung cancer.
Correct.
However, it is not like all the tobacco smokers would get lung cancer. So it's a multi-step process. So we talk about initiators and promoters in cancer. And with healthy lifestyle, like keeping fit, eating a lot of, let's say, good food, a lot of vegetables, a lot of grains, exercising, sleeping well, you can try to avoid it, but still it's not like 100%. And some of the cancers, unfortunately, are genetic also.
Okay, yeah. And what percentage is that?
Well, that's a good question because, I mean, it depends on the cancer. Like for breast cancer and ovarian cancer, so BRCA, so BRCA1 and 2 mutations, they are very, I wouldn't say very common, but they are common and they are usually related to female cancer.
So it depends on
the tumor type, yeah.
And now coming back to your own personal Reengineer question, you have extensive international exposure. How many countries you have worked?
Well, that's a good question. I need to count, because I've been working in several countries in Europe. I started from Finland. I've been working as a physician in Sweden. I've been working as a physician in the Netherlands. In addition, I've been working in this big pharmaceutical corporate in Paris for several years. Okay. I've been working in the United States for several years also. And now here I'm in Dubai. So starting my entrepreneurship here in Dubai. So how many is it?
I stopped counting. So mostly more than 7 countries.
More than 7 countries
and
that I lived.
How many years of experience? Because I stopped counting that too.
Yeah, no. I mean, to be frank, I mean, now you don't calculate my age based on this. So age is different than the working experience.
These are the years of wisdom.
Exactly. Yeah. These are my years of wisdom. So I did 10 years of academic, let's say, career. I work in the academic. I made my PhD. I worked in the hospital as a medical oncologist, also a radiotherapist.
Okay.
Then I switched to pharmaceutical industry, this multinational and international corporate based in Paris. Okay. I worked there for 20 years, and now for the past half a year, I've re-engineered myself to entrepreneurship, to a smaller ventures, but to do something totally different. Still, the goal is the same, to work for the benefit of the patients.
So beautiful, and I think with so many years of experience and professional exposure, you are the perfect brand ambassador of the Reengineered.
Well, thank you, Madhu. I mean, I would really like to do it because, oncology and also hematology, correct, that is my passion. And my passion is to find better ways of treatment, better cure, more lives, let's say more years filled with good life for the patient.
And uplift the patient care.
Exactly. And of course, I mean, it's all the psychological support, whatever the patient needs. So I want to be there from the early screening, detection, throughout the whole patient pathway until the end, which hopefully is the cure from cancer. And most of the patients are cured as of today.
That's a good news, and what a noble cause that you are working for. And I think it takes a passion and a purpose within to actually work for it.
Well, it does take the passion, and it's something that actually, Steve Jobs said, and I think you know the quote, that when you have the passion, when you have the mission, you don't need to be pulled.
You're already there.
Yeah, you're already there. I mean, the vision pulls you.
Correct.
So there is no need to push you. And that's how I feel like I'm already being pulled by this great vision and my desire to change the world, if I may say so.
Definitely, and you are there and you are doing great job, and more power to you.
Thank you very much.
Saying that, with such a beautiful international exposure, do you have ever faced any challenges regarding cultural differences? I know you love Dubai, but anywhere across the globe where you worked, any cultural challenges that you faced?
I mean, just mention about it. I mean, so many times, because I've been the global leader for a large multinational teams, like global teams for several hundreds of people. So of course, I mean, there's been a lot of, let's say, cultural, I don't want to call them clashes, but differences. And first of all, I mean, I like to learn about the other person. I like to learn about their culture. And secondly, I also want to read, like, what are the different cultures about? Like in some cultures, it's not, let's say, it's almost prohibited to talk to your manager. It's very hierarchical, even in some countries in Europe, especially if we go to Asia. Something that I found out as a leader, because I lead people, I love leading people, is that giving feedback is actually taken mostly in a negative way, even though it would be constructive,
still
like positive feedback. So it is, I need to choose my words very carefully, how to give also the positive feedback and the constructive feedback. So I've had to, in that sense, also re-engineer myself several times.
And you have to customize your approach and leadership style.
Adapt my style to the culture, to the person, and everybody's unique. And the tolerance level is different with everybody. So I need to I need to modify my leadership style, and I need to learn. Of course, I made mistakes, everybody does, but I mean, this is something that I'm passionate about, like different cultures and how to get into different cultures as well.
And saying that, what is one of the beautiful culture that you still resonate and you like the most?
Well, I spent so many years in France, so of course I need to say Paris. Paris is a beautiful city, but I mean there are so many cultures, so it would be unfair to pinpoint some of the cultures. There is, in every culture, there are, let's
uniqueness
say, there is uniqueness, there is something special. It's different, people are different, the cultures are different, but I enjoy being a constant learner, as leaders usually are. So I enjoy learning about the different cultures.
So you have multifaceted professions, you have multicultural exposure. How you marry both of them?
Well, I mean, that is a good question, because, I mean, when I moved to another city, another culture, of course, I try to learn as much as possible beforehand, and then I want to integrate into the culture. I want to get to know the people. I like networking with the people, and so I want to be part of the culture. So...
And that eases your...
It eases my way, because I want to be like part of the culture, part of the nation, and really I don't want to take my background nor my different cultures to that culture. I want to learn, adapt, and innovate, and of course be myself. Be myself, yes.
And saying that, any challenge that you have faced and how did you overcome that?
A lot of challenges, yes, of course, and I've made mistakes, because I mean sometimes in some cultures, especially being a female leader, I'm not allowed to talk first. I need to get the, let's say,
wait for your turn.
Wait for my turn. In some cultures, you shake hands. In other cultures, you don't. In some cultures, you just nod politely. It's very culture dependent. And what I like Dubai especially about is that it's mixture of all cultures.
It's a melting pot.
It is, exactly. It's a melting pot, and I love the diversity that we have here in people, and also the different, let's say, industries, everything. So it's fascinating. I've been here only for 2 months, so it's for too early for me to make any judgment on it. But I mean, I just love it.
You're completely correct, and I agree with you 100%. And saying that, because you have multicultural experience, apart from doing so many, you have done to healthcare, and you have done your research. And I think you should re-engineer your career by writing a book on multicultures and what you have learned.
Well, thank you, Madhu, because I mean, that is something that my teenager son has been telling me for years.
Exactly.
That, mother, you have been doing so many things. I mean, because I've been working
across the
both.
globe, yeah.
Yeah, in the medical side. I do have business training, so I've been working on the business side. I've done a lot of work for the NGOs, so non-profit organizations. 17 years ago, when I was on maternity leave, I sort of got bored.
Okay.
So I established this non-for-profit organization. And actually, one of the main outcomes of that was that we actually built an orphanage in India, which is still working.
Beautiful.
So I mean, I love doing a lot of things. I've been in a lot of countries. So thank you for the encouragement. I mean, when I do have the time, I will start writing the book about like
Amazing.
cultural differences.
How you manage so many things in 24 hours?
Very good question, because I also have 24 hours a day, even though I every day think that I have more than 24 hours a day.
So you relate your 24 hours to 48 hours?
Because I'm so passionate, so I don't calculate my working hours,
You
no
calculate
anything
your
else.
energy and
I calculate my energy, and my energy level is naturally very high, as you
I can
know.
see that, yes.
As you know. So, of course, there needs to be a sort of life balance and work-life balance.
Correct.
But on the other hand, you know, I believe that work-life balance is not possible in the leadership position where I've been, because work is something that goes throughout your whole life. It's essential part of your life. I don't work only like 8 or 9 or 10 hours a day. I work on weekends as well, because it is my passion. It is my calling. Okay. And then, of course, if I want to relax, I spend time with my family. I love classical music. What I haven't visited yet is the Dubai Opera, because I'm very much into opera, and that is something I try to do in every country where I travel to, so visit the opera house. And of course, I need to take care of myself physically, so go to the gym,
burnout,
to go for a walk, enjoy the nature, do some exercises, eat healthy, sleep enough, you know the stuff.
Yes.
So I mean, that's what I try to do, but still, you know, when the vision, when the passion pulls you, you can't resist.
You can't rest too, right?
You can't rest sufficiently.
So,
Yes.
Saying that, what are your next upcoming projects that you are very keen on working, and you are working on that?
Yes, so as I mentioned in the beginning, so now I'm entrepreneurial. So that is my next step as an entrepreneurial, coming from the large corporate background. I decided to do something totally different, and very happy about it.
Wishing you good luck and more power to you, and this will be also one of the most impactful projects like others.
Well, thank you very much, Madhu, and thank you for your nice wishes. I appreciate.
And saying so, before I sign off, my last question to you will be, what is that Reengineer advice that you want to share with our audience, because you are a true role model of reengineering?
Well, thank you very much for your nice words. Actually, if I may, I would like to read you a quote, a poem from Ralph Waldo Emerson. It's too long, so I couldn't memorize it, so I need to have a paper with me.
Definitely.
So, because when you age, and I want to add to this, when you age, you know, the nominations, the awards, the titles, even the money becomes less important. It's more important like what you do on the grass level for the benefit of the patients, for the benefit of the people.
And what value will you give to society?
Exactly. And this is what the poem is about. So it is called, What is Success? So what is success? To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics, and endure the betrayal of the false friends, to appreciate the beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded.
Beautiful. What a beautiful definition of success.
Thank you, Madhu. And this is something that I keep very close to myself because this is how I feel what success, real success looks like.
Exactly. And thank you so much, Marika. And your journey, it's truly inspirational, and the invaluable insights and experiences. And what you exactly said, what we give back to society at the ground level. Not by at the top level just giving instructions, but coming to the ground level and giving back to society is the real success, and it's the real help I think the society is looking forward.
Thank you very much, Madhu, for your beautiful words. And this is also my calling and passion, as I told you. And thank you very much. And I would also like to thank you for inviting me to this podcast. I really appreciate and also wish you all the best. You are amazing.
Thank you so much. And to all our audience who is listening to us, this is a beautiful episode from Dr. Marika Crohns, and the way she is giving back to society and addressing cancer and the patient care and the way she is treating and creating value for them. And please tune in every Friday, 6 p.m. UA time to listen to another Reengineered story. Till then, keep re-engineering yourself for giving back a beautiful society and leading an impactful life. Till then, thank you.